All right, it is Judd and Dubay on a Friday. We got 9-1. We're live at Siebert Field, the brand new Siebert Field, on the campus of the U of M. We're listening to the Richard Pitino press conference. We got a big show today, Judd. We're U of M heavy as we swing around. There's Judd's all good, everybody. Wait a second, Judd, before you get all hammed up here. There's the stadium. Here's the field. That's ball. Forget about ball. Let's get back to Judd.
Yes.
Oh, my bad. Here, Judd.
We're about ready to go here.
Go ahead.
It's very exciting. We got a big show coming up. We're at Siebert Field. Like you said, press conference, reaction to the press conference. Richard Pitino, did he win the press conference? Norwood Teague, did he win the press conference? John Anderson.
Wasn't Sid. Sid
Ron Gardenhire. Sid was outstanding. Big show coming up. And we are going, we've already started, but we're going till 1 p.m. What a gorgeous day for baseball. Ohio State in town today. Hate the Buckeyes.
So we're going to give you some real inside radio stuff here. Let me take my headset off because the show's about to start. And Judd's going to take it out of break. And you're going to see the magic happen. I mean, very few people get to come on the inside like this and see the magic happen. I mean, I hope this break's almost over because I don't have enough to fill here. God, I'm just so unattractive. That's a good thing I'm on radio. All right, how much time's left in this break? We almost there? Did he say 30? We're coming out of break here. That's Paul. He's an engineer. I mean, we really have to be desperate to be using him in a promo like this, but I'm out of material.
Okay, you just want to give me the word, the break word?
Another view of the stadium. This is going to be cool. This is going to be cool.
Just yell at me.
The show's just about to take the air officially. It's already 9:30, 9:34. So here we go.
Ready for another chance to earn points and score some amazing prizes? Your 1,500 ESPN rewards.
Believe it or not, the show's starting. I know it doesn't seem like it. It's radio. Not a lot happens. Really. You'd think more would go on, but really not. Inside stuff. I'm not going to lie to you. Even I'm getting a little bored right now. It's going to start, though. Here we go. Buckle up.
Thank you, Dave Harrigan. How are you doing? We are doing great
God,
because we are sitting
Hang
in the new Siebert Field. It is a gorgeous day out here. The Gophers, of course, a big day just across the street there at Williams Arena, introduced Richard Pitino as their basketball coach. And later this afternoon, just after 3 o'clock today, the Gophers will play Ohio State in the first Big Ten game here. First game, 3:05 actually, at Siebert Field. This is a gorgeous-looking stadium. We are going to talk Gopher baseball later in the show. 11 o'clock, Judd Anderson, Gopher baseball coach, will join us. And then, heck, at 11:35, Ron Gardenhire will join us for Talking Twins. But, Jeff Dubay, let's start off with what's going on across the street with Richard Pitino right now. Press conference still ongoing. Sid definitely with the highlight again.
You knew he would steal the show.
I want to weigh in on Norwood Teague later, but right now, let's start off with Pitino. I guess the new term is you want to win the press conference?
I hate that.
But he won the press conference.
Yeah.
He said, as you said while he was talking, he said all the right things.
He did. Whoever says the wrong things at a press conference. Anybody ever really botch these things up? If you screw up the press conference, then you got the wrong guy.
Well, but the impression is what's important. And at 30 years old...
I didn't hear any impressions. Who did he do?
Very funny. Richard Pitino, at 30 years old, comes in here. He's a kid, basically, taking over this program. And you know what? He was impressive. He was impressive in how... his poise, and by the way, he not only looks like the old man, he sounds just like the old man.
My God. This guy had a made in high school, I bet you. Like, if he wanted to call in sick, or you're not going to show up for school, I mean, he could call up the principal and say, this is Rick Pitino.
Right.
I mean, the guy, he looks like him, he sounds like him, but he's clearly sharp. Certainly very advanced in his profession for 30 years old. And we talked about this yesterday. I mean, if you take the name Pitino out of the mix, he's still a guy who spent time as Louisville's top assistant under Rick Pitino, 2 years under Billy Donovan in Florida.
Yep.
The resume as a head coach is a little thin. Florida International is not a big-time program, and he's only done that for 1 year. But you know how Terry Ryan said, if you want to get some big-time starting pitchers, like frontline guys, first, second guys in rotation, you got to get them early. You got to get them in their Double-A and develop them yourself but once they get to Triple-A, you're not going to get them. When it comes to the basketball coach at the U of M, if you want an elite guy, you've got to get him before he's elite. You've got to get him and watch him become elite in your program. Because once he's elite, you're not going to get him. And that's kind of the get on board early and a philosophy that they got with a guy like Richard Pitino, I think.
And the fact that he talked about the fact he and his wife had the discussion about staying here forever. Hoping to retire here has to make everybody... We have no idea if that's the truth or not. It might be total pie in the sky BS, but that's what everybody wants to hear right now.
Right.
I give him credit. He had all the right responses.
He did.
I do want to get into how Teague handled things, but to Richard Pitino's credit, he came here said everything that Gopher fans want to hear, which is good because you know what? This is a weird town. You're not one of us. If you're not one of us, we are. What was Brad Childress once told me what his perception of the Minnesotan was, the typical Minnesotan, and I think what he said was
he's so insightful when it comes to human nature.
No,
he could read people.
He actually was pretty good on this one though. He said something about the fact that on the surface they're really, really friendly people, but basically they are judging you every second.
Absolutely.
I believe the word he used was austere. Does that sound like the right word?
Well, that sounds like a word like he would use to try to impress people.
It was a very big word, but that was
provincial is what we are.
But we do judge instantly. See, that's the thing is in this town, your introductory press conference is huge because we start judging you from today on, and that judgment won't stop till you're done.
Right.
And you know what? If you make a bad first impression here, you got to dig out.
Right.
And that I don't think that's true of every market. I think in blue-collar sports markets...
Now, how do you screw up a press conference? I mean, don't you think it's hard to screw up?
You know who screwed up?
Childress, Mr. Insight, Mr. Human Insight. Yeah, that's who screwed up.
Brad Childress, press conference #1, got it wrong, and we never forgave him, and from then on, it became an issue. I'm telling you, I agree with you, because it's laughable to think, a guy can get up there and do a terrible job, but it can happen.
Yep.
It can happen.
Yep.
This guy
had all the... We got to say bye-bye to the promo.
All right, by the way, we are not done yet.